Is this finally the week everyone has been waiting for? The chatter surrounding the Iraqi dinar revaluation has taken a major turn, and for the first time in years, the discussions are stronger, more focused, and more specific. Rumors of a possible revaluation this week have sent waves of excitement through the dinar holding community. Alongside that, an entirely new topic is emerging, something called Tier 4B appointments. You may be asking yourself, what is Tier 4B, how does it connect to the RV, and most importantly, what should ordinary holders of the dinar be thinking as all these conversations intensify? For years, people have been on high alert for signals, waiting to see if the long-promised revaluation will finally materialize. Every time new information surfaces, the energy spikes, and right now, the buzz is unlike anything we've seen before. The Iraqi dinar community has been patiently watching the market, the news, and the signals coming out of Iraq for years. Revaluations are not sudden, they tend to follow patterns, stages, and carefully orchestrated steps. Experts and enthusiasts alike follow every whisper, every leak, and every small indicator. Recently, attention has shifted toward Tier 4B, a term that has captured curiosity and raised countless questions. To understand why this is important, it's crucial to know that most people believe the revaluation won't happen all at once. It's expected to be released in phases, targeting different groups sequentially. Tier 1 usually refers to governments and large institutions. Tier 2 covers major financial entities. Tier 3 involves special contracts, and Tier 4 is thought to represent ordinary holders. Within Tier 4, the split between 4A and 4B has become a key focal point, with Tier 4B representing everyday hoes waiting for their moment. So, what exactly does a Tier 4B appointment mean? Imagine this scenario. After years of holding your dinar, you suddenly receive a secure message inviting you to set an appointment. Unlike government or institutional exchanges, ordinary holders wouldn't simply walk into any bank branch. Instead, Tier 4B appointments could require scheduling a specific time and location, likely a dedicated redemption center. The idea behind this process is to ensure order, security, and a smooth exchange. People are naturally excited about this possibility because it suggests that the long wait might finally end. But it also brings uncertainty. Questions arise about who controls the appointments, how fair the system will be, and whether the exchange rate will be consistent for all participants or vary based on timing or location. Many in the community are already discussing what Tier 4B appointments could look like in practice. The process would likely begin with verification. Banks and redemption centers would require proof of identity, ensuring that each person exchanging currency is properly verified. Following that, holders would need to present authentic dinar notes, counted and validated by trained staff. Some discussions suggest there could even be options regarding rates, including a standard public rate or a private higher rate linked to specific projects or commitments. The exchange itself would then result in funds being credited to accounts, potentially with certain restrictions depending on choices made. For anyone preparing, these details highlight the importance of organization and readiness before the process begins. The excitement about Tier 4B appointments is not just about logistics, it's about emotion. Think about what it would feel like to finally receive that call or message. Years of anticipation would culminate in a tangible moment, a scheduled appointment confirming that you can finally exchange your dinar. The energy in the community, fueled by speculation and hope, reflects the magnitude of this possibility. Holding the currency for years, watching rumors rise and fall, and then finally having the opportunity to participate in a structured exchange would be transformative for ordinary holders. People imagine driving to the center, dinar in hand, heart racing, stepping into a process that has been discussed in whispers for decades. Another critical aspect of the discussion revolves around timing. If the rumors that this week could be the start of the Tier 4B appointments are accurate, the initial calls could happen quietly. Many may not even realize the process has begun until they receive their invitation. This uncertainty creates a sense of urgency among holders, motivating them to be fully prepared. Individuals are advised to have identification ready, currency organized, and a clear plan for what to do after the exchange. Sudden access to funds can be overwhelming, and careful planning is essential to avoid rushed or regrettable decisions. Those who are prepared could experience a smoother, more controlled process when the appointments are finally called. Adding to the intrigue, reports suggest that some documents related to the dinar redenomination project may have leaked. Redenomination, in simple terms, is the restructuring of a currency, removing zeros, issuing new notes, or adjusting the counting system. While redenomination does not always guarantee an immediate increase in value, it represents a significant step toward modernization and financial stability. If these leaked documents are genuine, they could indicate that Iraq is taking practical steps toward implementing a structured exchange with clear guidelines and timelines. For holders, this means the revaluation process could be closer than ever before, fueling both excitement and cautious optimism within the community. The potential redenomination process could bring several benefits to the Iraqi economy and its citizens. Smaller, modernized notes would make everyday transactions easier, replacing bulky stacks of cash with practical bills. This would simplify commerce and enhance public trust in the currency. Moreover, a structured redenomination, coupled with Tier 4B appointments, could indicate that the government and central bank are serious about reform. The international community, including investors and financial partners, often views such measures as signs of stability and modernization. If Iraq aligns its financial system with global standards, it could open doors for economic growth, foreign investment, and a strengthened currency. Some believe that the leaked documents may detail more than just redenomination. They could outline the stages of rollout, design of new notes, and even the procedural aspects of Tier 4B appointments. While nothing is confirmed, these speculations are enough to energize holders who have waited for years. Discussions online reflect both excitement and caution as community members analyze every detail and potential implication. The mere circulation of such reports gives the impression that key decisions are being made behind the scenes, and that the government may be quietly preparing for one of the most significant currency reforms in decades. The concept of staged rollouts and structured appointments is central to understanding the potential process. Tier 4B holders would likely not be the first to exchange their currency, but the moment they are called in represents a historic milestone. It signifies that ordinary citizens are finally being included in a system previously dominated by institutions and governments. This staged approach ensures order and reduces the possibility of chaos, making the exchange experience safer and more predictable for everyday holders. For those following the news closely, every small detail about scheduling, locations, and verification adds to the anticipation. The community is well aware that skepticism remains. Predictions about the revaluation have surfaced repeatedly over the years, only to fade without materializing. This history of unfulfilled expectations has made many cautious. Skeptics warn against letting hope override judgment and remind holders to seek confirmation before assuming any process is underway. Until someone steps into a Tier 4B appointment, completes the exchange, and shares verified outcomes, all discussions remain speculative. This cautious perspective is important as it encourages planning, preparation, and informed decision-making rather than impulsive action based solely on rumors. Despite the skepticism, the potential activation of Tier 4B appointments has ignited unprecedented excitement. Community members are visualizing the exchange process, imagining the moment of verification, the handover of notes, and the confirmation of new funds. These imagined experiences contribute to a heightened sense of anticipation and readiness. The emotional component cannot be overstated. After years of waiting, the psychological relief and validation associated with participating in a structured exchange would be profound. For many, Tier 4B represents the culmination of patience, faith, and vigilance in following the market and the news. Experts suggest that preparation is critical. Organizing currency, having identification ready, and planning post-exchange actions are fundamental steps. Beyond logistics, holders are encouraged to consider financial strategies for managing new funds responsibly. While the excitement of a potential revaluation is high, sudden access to liquidity requires careful thought, financial planning advice, and a calm approach could help prevent impulsive decisions that may undermine long-term benefits. Tier 4B, if activated, is not just a transactional event. It is a significant financial milestone for individuals who have awaited this moment for years. The possibility that this week could be the starting point has intensified online discussions and community monitoring. Every update, every hint, and every potential leak is analyzed in real time. People are constantly checking messages, news outlets, and financial signals, anticipating that the first Tier 4B appointments could be called at any moment. This level of vigilance reflects the high stakes involved for holders who have invested years of patience and resources in expectation of a revaluation. It also highlights the emotional roller coaster associated with long-term waiting for financial events. Some members of the community are already considering practical steps in advance, identifying nearby banks or redemption centers, reviewing procedures for verification, and planning transportation logistics are becoming common discussion topics. While the specifics of Tier 4B appointments remain uncertain, the preparation mindset is already in motion. This reflects an understanding that readiness can make the difference between a smooth experience and a stressful one. Being organized and informed allows holders to act quickly when the official call is finally made, ensuring they participate without confusion or delay. In addition to practical preparation, discussions often touch on psychological readiness. After years of anticipation, the excitement and stress of finally participating in a revaluation can be intense. Community members frequently remind each other to remain calm, focused, and prepared for a controlled process. Understanding the steps, expectations, and potential outcomes ahead of time can help mitigate surprises. Tier 4B is not just a financial event, it is an emotional milestone. Proper mental and logistical preparation is essential for making the most of this historic opportunity. The leaked documents and discussions about Tier 4B also highlight a broader trend of increasing structure in the process. This is significant because it suggests that the revaluation may be approaching a practical, executable phase. While we still cannot confirm exact dates or the authenticity of every rumor, the presence of structured plans and procedural discussions indicates that readiness is underway. For ordinary holders, this is a critical piece of information. The system is potentially in place, and the long wait may soon transition into action. Finally, the ongoing energy discussions and speculation surrounding 4B appointments reflect the power of hope and preparedness in the community. Even without official confirmation, holders are organizing, imagining, and preparing for a historic moment. If this week proves to be the start of Tier 4B appointments, it will mark the first time ordinary citizens are actively participating in a structured currency exchange. After decades of anticipation, rumors, and preparation, the moment could finally arrive, transforming both the financial landscape and the lives of countless holders.